It's the Lightning Cast.
Yay.
I want to go home.
Andy has us chained here.
That's ridiculous. I don't have them chained.
They aren't
here.
chained at all. They're not gagged yet.
What's making that sound on the table? I know.
This is the official podcast for Lightning Comics and Games. I am Andy.
I'm Ace.
Mike.
And I wish I wasn't here. I'm LG. I think I am. I don't know. I've been here too much.
Therefore, I have no regrets.
Sure, why not?
That's pretty.
Two philosophies, one man. No regrets.
God damn it. I like it.
That
Though.
was sound like Red Robin.
God damn it.
Yum.
Please do not sue us.
Okay. Let's go around the table and talk about what we got. Let's start with LJ.
LJ.
LJ. What kind of books do you got on the table, LJ?
You know, it's the stuff you find in the pool, the algae.
I hate you, Ace. I really do.
Everybody does.
Okay, LG read,
I don't hate you.
Algae can read?
yeah, amazing, isn't it?
Not
LG.
going
See
there.
dick. See dick.
Wow.
Why are you looking at Dick in the first place?
Okay.
One of them.
He's a very shy man. You dirty bastards.
It always likes to have his hood.
Or is
over.
that something about a stalker? Been watching Dick for too long. Dick finally finds out. See Dick. Dick see me. See Dick run. Fall, Dick, fall.
And Dick
See
fell in
Dick
a hole.
dodge.
Dick
Ace,
fall in a hole.
LG, for God's sake, start talking what you got.
Okay, LG read 2 books today.
CLG run.
Literally today.
Yep,
Yeah.
today.
But I don't know.
You're still
Already
stuck on that
lost.
Dick thing, huh?
Yeah. It was at that time we went to
Okay,
the
I'll just call it
secret
Richard from
location.
now on. See Richard run.
Okay, LG read 2 books, one of which is A vs. X, Wolverine and the X-Men, which, I don't know, it was kind of misleading. I was expecting to see Wolverine, but no, we get,
He's not in the book.
hold on, one of the most ridiculous alien name characters I've ever seen. Avadara Naganadini.
What?
That sounds like some kind of weird magic
My name-
spell. Avadara Nagan.
Naga Nana Nidini. No, it's Naga Nana. Oh, dang. Naga Nandini.
Naganandini.
Naga Nandini! Houdini! I just imagine. I imagine the little John was from.
Okay. Well, this is number 13 of A vs. X, Wolverine and the X-Men. And it's basically focusing on one of the warbirds of the Shi'ar Empire with insert that weird name. What's the name of that one little elf from the 5th dimension or something?
Mr. Minx is Spidlick?
Yeah, that guy. Never
He's
mind.
the only one of us that can pronounce it correctly.
Would you want me to write it down? It's even harder to pronounce when it's written for.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
Well, apparently the Shi'ar are having a fight with the...
Having a quarrel.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Having a bit
Are
slap.
having a fight with the Phoenix 5 or whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah, the Phoenix 5.
Insert lousy name. And throughout this... Really?
Really?
The Ginyu Force.
That's right.
And apparently during this battle, you got this one warbird reminiscing about how she came to be. And I swear to God, I have never heard I've never read any of these ridiculous things. It's like, my father was an automated seed sprinkler. Yeah, it's right there.
Wait, point.
We could
Right
not
there.
write that.
Talking
My
about how
father
she was bored.
Was an automated seed sprinkler. My mother, one of thousands of frozen eggs harvested each month from female factory workers as part of their government's mandated body taxes.
Wow.
She or whatever
I
the
just
name of the
did-
brand is.
Remind me to get out of this country if there's ever a body tax.
Oh,
I
I
just
think I can afford it. I
Is it
don't
by
know
the
about
pound
it.
or by the
I beg
ounce?
you, let me continue. I just stayed in a slave
Isn't that what
room
you're supposed to be
in the
doing?
belly of an alien brought in chains from some conquered world or another.
Like Alien.
Or another, like,
Yeah.
a voluntary world of slavery, or what?
No.
When I was born, it was in a rush of blood and alien death screams.
That sounds horrible.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I'm about done here. Not even like about 7 minutes in, and I'm out.
I think I'm done.
hitting the old dusty trail.
I think I'm done here.
So apparently the Shi'ar are having a fight with the Phoenix Five. And what's his
Yeah,
name?
everybody.
Gladiator, the emperor of the Shi'ar, is telling this one warbird to look for his son. And,
He's out there somewhere. Find him.
yeah, pretty much.
It's over in that direction.
And it's all just a
Or the
flashback
Jumbling
onto
Waste, yeah.
how this one warbird, came to be, her life, her story, and
Brought to
all
you by
My
kinds-
Lifetime.
story, if you will.
Her story.
Her life.
Story. On Lifetime.
Where men are
television for
pigs.
idiots.
Women are pigs. And the seed sprinklers are many. I'm going to be using that for quite some time.
Well, anyways,
Sprinklers.
Emperor Gladiator just wants. That's what his. Well, his name is the Gladiator,
So
but
just-
he's the Emperor of the Shi'ar.
You will,
So
you
I
will
don't know
refer to
how
me
this
as Emperor Gladiator.
from henceforth, I'll be known as Super Kami Guru.
Yeah.
Can I just call you Guru?
Super Kami Guru allows this.
And the warbird finds Gladiator's son and trying to say, we need to get out of here. Gladiator's son is like, no, I want to help my father. And,
Another seed sprinkler.
yeah,
Oh my goodness.
and it's
I
like,
want to help my... No, never mind. I'm not going
whatever.
there.
This warbird's saying, we need to get out of here. Then the Gladiator Jr., I'm just going to call him that. It's like, no, we can't. We're going to stay and help my father. Warbird's saying, I'm going to kick your ass and drag you. Gladiator Jr.'s like, yeah, I'd like to see you try. Freaking haymakers him, knocks him out. And then, I don't know. It ends with, apparently they're going to the X-Men Institute to get help for the Emperor, because he got his ass kicked by the Phoenix Five.
Well, it's the Phoenix Force. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Led by Douche Man, also.
I don't know.
known as
I just
Cyclops.
never... This was like the most... This one issue has had the most bull I've ever heard. What?
I might have to curve that.
What?
No, it was more me than you. Don't worry about that.
Okay then. I mean, first, if it's not my father was a genetic seed sprinkler, it's talking about, we must launch fusion mines and geological destabilizers. Send in the subatomic super guardians and the telepathic sniper squad.
That just sounds kinky.
It kind of does.
There's just a lot of bull in this.
The telekinetic sniper squad.
I'm thinking about it really hard.
Hold on, can I think about it for a sec? Never mind, I don't want to go. If anything, it was pretty interesting, despite there was a lot of
Seed spreaders.
crap that didn't need to be mentioned. I would just give it a 2.5, maybe 3 genetic seed sprinklers.
You knew that was coming.
I did.
It was. Ah,
What did I just miss?
He said you knew that
it
was coming.
Yep.
Okay, then, and on to the next book.
I bend over to
LG
scratch my leg, and I leave you kids alone for just a second.
He's not looking. Curve your heart out.
Otherwise,
I'll decide if that's a curfable
Which?
later. I'll listen to it and see how that came out.
Okay, then. Now, the next book LG read, with permission from Andy, was Batman and Robin.
He had to get the signed permission.
Yeah.
It's like, Andy, can I read this? You may.
Was Batman and Robin
Andy
number
allows
11.
this.
that Andy allows this.
Well, this issue of Batman and Robin starts with the Red Hood, and apparently he gets attacked by Damian, the new Robin.
that sword is. I want one.
Don't you already
That's
have-
just
don't
a
you already have
sheath.
katana?
I know it's just a sheath, but like I want an actual sword that has that design on it.
Well, anyways, it's about Robin still trying, or Damian trying to prove that he's the best Robin. He's attacking Jason, and they're having, a back and forth of who had the best parents. It's like, your mother set you up and that guy you killed. Yeah, well, your mother was a dick and abandoned you. Your father didn't even know you existed until then. Just going back and forth on who had the best parents. And then that fight ends with Damian on I think that's Red Hood's motorcycle,
Yeah.
with Red Hood's mask on the headlight, and he's just whistling a nice
Remember,
happy tune.
Damien said he was going to take a trophy from each of the Robins he defeated.
Yep. So, what is this up to now? That he's defeated too?
He's defeated Tim and he's defeated Jason. The only one left is Dick.
He's gonna build himself a better Robin.
Well, I was actually kind of hoping that Jason would give him a better run for his money, though.
Yeah, Jason.
Considering that Jason doesn't care about killing people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jason's he's complicated. He's the complicated one.
I would never kill a Robin.
He's
Oh,
the
wait.
estranged, weird son of the Bat family.
Yeah, one of
And
my
then
favorites.
we go to a much more better
Much more better.
more and more
plot of the story.
Meanwhile, back at the plot.
more
Yeah.
better tasty.
Apparently, a bunch of these weirdos who work for the guy whose power is dying
Terminus.
Terminus.
are going around branding people with the bat symbol
That's right.
because they want everyone to fear the bat symbol.
I want you to fear my rocket.
Oh God! And so it's just
You
like
know.
this it's just like this one gigantic chaos event going on. Everyone's running around getting branded by the bat symbol, and Batman and Robin have to fight all this. I know, right?
on the chest.
Find me.
Calling card.
I'll leave you my mark.
Apparently, they even have John Carpenter's The Thing in here.
Remember those were those three
Oh,
guys that
yeah.
were melted together in the radioactive waste I told you about last time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to that one.
Well, LG, there were three guys that got melted together by radioactive waste in the last issue.
And then we have a shot of Terminus, whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah.
Share with me my
Apparently,
powers.
he's going through a melting phase because,
I'm going to give you a cancer.
yeah, he's melting. So, anyways, and then not only is he melting, he shoots himself with something, and then he makes an appearance at the end of the chapter, looking like the Crimson Dynamo, just with a bat symbol on it.
Holy crap.
That, or I don't know, it kind of reminds me of the Juggernaut.
Terminus branded. That's what it says.
And that was,
This has been brought to you by Terminus brand.
yeah, where you're just dying to get it.
Yes, that's right. I went there.
Oh God, I hate
Why is
this
there a
show.
red mark on your head?
And that
Fell asleep with a hot batarang in the
that
sun.
was Batman and Robin number 11. Let's see. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna give this. Really.
The finger? Are you going to give it...
I'm gonna give this maybe a 3.5 to 4 bat branding irons.
Why so high?
Well, find it. I'm gonna give it a 2.5 to 3 bat.
Don't
branding
alter
irons.
your
No,
score because of...
I'm not making a note of derision. I am genuinely curious about your rather high rating. You didn't seem terribly enthralled, excited, enriched by the book.
Well, like I said, LG just.
That's worth
I
it right there.
enjoy more reading it than reviewing it.
I hate to break it to you, that's what we do on the podcast. Jeffrey.
it because they make me.
Yeah, pretty much. They have a gun to my head. It's like, review it, damn it, review it.
What do you will?
It's like, I just want to go home.
I'll say this about this Terminus storyline. The storyline is really interesting, and Terminus's plot is really interesting, but he is one of the lamest villains.
Well,
I'm dying.
what is my?
You know?
Like I said, share with me my powers. Oh, look, you're dead.
All right, took care of him. High five. Anybody?
Well, okay. If I really had to go in depth, I like the whole, the fact that Damien's still trying to prove himself as the better Robin.
The superior.
And I do kind of like the whole idea of getting people to be afraid of the bat symbol
In the way they shouldn't be afraid of it.
by searing it into them. I mean, it's a good, I would just say it's like the most epic propaganda I've ever seen. So, I don't know. We'll just go with my original reading.
You just enjoyed it to that point where you give it that.
Yeah. I won't say it's the best Batman I've ever read, but it kept me entertained the whole way. Until I got to see the Crimson Dynamo reject.
Where's Tony Stark? I mean Batman.
Terminus powers activated.
So as long as I kill a rich man.
Can you fit your head in that? Is that a helmet?
Wow. I want to go home so much
About that.
About that, don't do that.
And now,
They never let me have any fun.
Don't do it, Mike. If you're not sure, then don't do it.
and now I pass it on to. Yeah, I don't like you.
I'm joining you in a review, so it doesn't matter.
I go last all the time. I'm not doing it again.
Go.
All right.
Fine, then apparently it goes to Andy.
Yes, it does.
Jackass.
I'm talking about two books, only one of which I happen to have with me. Will you stop doing that? Now.
You stop doing that. No. I'm gonna cork that, and you're not gonna be so friendly.
The first book I'm going to talk about is Batman number 11, which came out just this week, I think.
Yep.
I really hope so.
Yeah. Just this week.
Pulled out of its protective plastic slipcase.
Yeah, and I'm going to join you in this one because
Are
it
you?
was a great one. Yeah, I read it.
All right.
You expect me not to read it after?
No, I did not.
He's delusional.
Constable.
Would you believe me? That was even full about on the submarine.
No, I would not.
So anyway, when we last left Batman,
He was falling out a window.
We thought we would leave him alone.
when we last left Batman, he was in the now deserted and dilapidated Willowwood home for the mentally troubled, or something to that effect.
or something similar.
Something. It's basically Arkham.
It was Arkham before Arkham was Arkham.
It was for kids.
It was It was like
It was
mini
Arkham. Yeah.
It's mini Arkham.
yeah.
Fine then.
It just I just imagine like a kid Joker, why so serious, pushing over blocks and just walking away. Oh, that's a whole different storyline right there.
Yes, it is. It's like
Somebody's
it's
drawing
like
a
Tom
happy
and Jerry
face with a
Kids.
frown on it.
Yeah.
so serious.
That's a cartoon idea right there. Arkham
Yeah.
Kids.
Yeah.
Oh, God, no.
Anyway,
Don't do it.
So-
Where the teddy bear gets it. Hi, Mr. Fluffles.
so anyway,
Strap a bomb to it.
the resurrected Lincoln March, who is dressing up in owl armor,
Mini Riddler.
has come out and said that he's Bruce Wayne's long-lost brother. Now, in order for me to continue this review, I need to say something about Batman number 10.
He sucks.
He's had a revelation about it, or sorry, more of you studied into it to find
Well,
out.
initially when I heard they were going to make him his brother, I thought, really?
Yeah, and then
Luke, I am your father. It's like that kind of thing.
It kind of felt like that, yes.
But, however, unfortunately, I should have known better. I did some research on this, and it turns out that from what I believe is the 1970s, there was a story that depicted Bruce Wayne's younger brother who died in Willowwood, asylum institution.
Well, it was a hospital at that time.
Yeah, it's a hospital. Who
Even a Batman
who's kind
fan
of
is
crazy.
fallible.
Who was a Batman's crazy kid brother who he never really knew about until later in life. And Scott Snyder has brought that into the present continuity. Now, when I look at it from that context, I really like the idea of maybe this guy being Bruce Wayne's brother. I'm still not crazy about the idea that he's been shoehorned into the owl thing, because I think that's already too big and convoluted of a story. But
Well, the story in itself reveals that it's probably not him.
well, I will get to that.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Spoiler.
so this book is a lot of fighting. Basically,
Yeah, a lot of fighting, a lot of aerial fighting with a device. I want to know where he gets that.
Green Goblin.
Yeah,
So
kinda. See, he had the right idea. He didn't make it into a glider, so he could be impaled by it.
Infamous moments in Osborne glider history.
we're not doing the.
The hand fettle. The Osborne brothers.
That joke is so old.
Rode the glider, didn't see the tree, fell on top of Ott.
So anyway,
Batmanicus.
Bruce and I'll just call him Thomas Jr. for the sake of brevity.
Brevity.
They're
Call
fighting
him Owl.
Oh.
Little
Yeah.
TJ.
Bird. Bruce, Batman, and the Bird guy are fighting, and they're flying across the city.
It sounds like LG's review.
There's really not much else going on.
Yeah, there's
in this
really
book.
not any dialogue to it. Just
Oh, there's.
there's plenty
Plenty of
of
dialogue.
of dialogue, but it's just
In fact, one of my biggest complaints about Scott Snyder's Batman work is that I think it's a little too wordy, a little too much dialogue. It's good, but it's too much.
yeah.
I don't like villains that monologue, and this villain's monologuing.
Well, just the whole thing is like, look at the world how I saw it. In revert. I saw the reflection of Wayne Manor in this building. Just that whole rigmarole.
It's very interesting. Wayne
Yeah.
Enterprises is what you saw.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's very interesting, but it's also like in the middle of a fight scene. Who stops to talk about their personal philosophies when they're fighting?
A bad guy. That's
A bad guy, Andy. That's who does it.
you sly dog. You got me monologuing.
Anyway, so they're flying around and they're fighting, and
They're talking. They multitask.
pretty much Batman gets his ass handed to him by this Mr. Owl dude.
Because he can fly. I want that device.
Give a hoot, don't pollute.
Really? I'll accept it.
He'll be sure to dispose of Batman in the proper ways.
I like it.
Keep Gotham green.
So let's see here.
Tell me, Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take?
Mr. Owl. How many licks does it take to get
How
the
many
licks into
stories
himself?
does it take to kill a Batman?
So he's fighting the Riddler now, or what?
I just imagine
imagine the
that. I
Riddler
imagine that old cartoon with the owl there just up in the tree looking down at the kid, like grabs it and just smacks him in the head with it and walks away, stealing candy from a baby. Tell me, Mr. Owl, you know what?
Mr. Owl, how many... Bang!
All right, I'm done.
So anyway, Batman's, holding on to a line that's Owlman is dragging him around the city by, a la the first episode of the animated series on Leather Wings.
Well, he tried to release the line before, and then Owlman's just like, no, you're coming with.
Oh, yeah.
Why do I,
leading him
why do I
along.
sense a Twilight moment coming on?
Spider Monkey. Anyway, so...
No, not that.
So anyway, they're flying up around this jumbo jet,
There's
and
bat
Owlman
on
tries
the
to.
wing. That's why I say
I will
Twilight.
give him that.
There is
There's
a bat on the wing.
Don't look at me like that. I am not crazy.
And there's
something
also
on
an
the-
owl. What the hell?
There's
A bat and an owl.
Batman on the wing.
There's
Fight him.
Batman.
Oh, wait.
So anyway,
Yes,
he has his epic Batman moment where
which is what exactly?
Where he had placed the explosive on him during the previous scuffle and blew it up.
Blew up his jetpack thing.
Yeah, meaning that he would have had to have planned that far ahead, because the only contact he really made with him was inside the building.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So it's basically Xanatos roulette.
Tag!
So anyway, after Batman has supposedly blown up his supposedly little brother, he falls and falls and falls towards the city. Supposedly falls. No, he actually does.
I know.
No cape either. How is he going to glide out of this one?
Well, he's gonna do an Adam West. He's falling, apparently to his death, and he says out loud, "Switch to high velocity bat rope now." And
Jarvis.
It's borderline. So and like a line comes out of flipping nowhere, and ensnares some construction. So he lands safely within this giant tower that's being constructed. After he catches it and he swings off the side into the building. But then Owlman shows up again. He's alive because, after all, he's been injected with the Electrum Serum, and he cannot really die
Because he's already dead.
That helps.
Yep.
So
I call it hacks.
That kind of tickles.
Hacks.
So Owlman's. It turns out this room is this building is one of Bruce Wayne, like way back in Batman #1. Bruce Wayne was talking about his plans to rebuild Gotham City and build new skyscrapers and make the city a modern juggernaut of whatever. This building that Batman has landed in is one of those very buildings. Owlman has appeared and he's dragging Bruce around and he's monologuing more and he's shooting these little bombs at the superstructure, getting ready to blow the building to bits. Which he does, and
I would hope so.
Batman pushes his thumbs into Owlman's eye lenses, and Batman turns
What is with
tail.
the Bat family and eyes? God.
I know, they don't really like him. Batman turns tail and runs like hell.
Almost every
eyes have
He
it.
dives
comic
down.
we've done on this review.
He dives down an elevator shaft and uses his special gloves to slide down the.
I got special gloves.
He's got
special
gloves,
everything.
special
to slide
back
down
gloves.
the pole.
To slide down the line.
The flame retardant is why he doesn't burn his hands. They
The
didn't
building-
work. They didn't
Now,
work.
if he had Robin there, would that pole be bigger than Robin's?
I never noticed that when I was a kid, that Bruce Wayne's pole was
You went
thicker
there.
than.
Yeah, dang straight I did.
So anyway, Bruce survives. Cut back to Wayne Manor, where he's hanging out in a wheelchair with his leg all done up in a cast, and Dick comes in and talks to him and says,
See Dick run.
"That's right."
Watching both their heads just bob out like, oh.
So Bruce Wayne's telling Dick Grayson, "Oh yeah, the Court of Owls, they're still out there. We'll have to watch for them. And I don't really know if this guy is really my brother, but I don't think he was because according to the records, my little baby brother actually did die. So this guy probably isn't him. But there was a John Doe that was introduced to Willowwood Cemetery. I keep wanting to say cemetery. It's not a cemetery. Willowwood Institution. So who knows? We'll never really know, but it doesn't really matter because we're awesome and whatever." So
They high five and run into he wheels into the distance.
Yep.
Because of the hole.
So that's the end of the Court of Owls storyline. The next issue, issue 12, which comes out in August, is going to be issue 12 will come out in September because the zero numbers are coming out.
That's right.
Oh, crap.
The filler ones.
The fillers, yeah. So when we get issue 12, it's going to be like an epilogue to the Court of Owls story and also a prologue to the next story arc, which is going to feature the Joker.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's Batman 11. Overall, it was a decent climax in terms of action to the story. It didn't provide a whole lot of emotional resolution. By this point in the storyline, all the big revelations were kind of out of the way.
And it was just like the
Now we
Fair enough to
have
beat
to
down
do, we have
and-
to do the obligatory big fight with the bad guy. I still don't like, even though I'm much more open to the idea now of Bruce Wayne having a brother, I still don't like the whole owl thing. I think Scott Snyder's really beaten that to death. I think he's got something.
That's who.
I think he's got something. The guy on first base.
Who?
The guy playing first.
Who? What's
guy
the
in first
guy's
base.
name? He's on second. Who's the guy in first? I don't know. Third base.
How did I get on third base? You just mentioned his name. If I mention the guy's third base, when I say his name is no, what's on second? Never mind second. I mean, what's on second? I mean, who's on second? Who's first? I don't know.
Okay.
So,
Enough.
anyway,
Ace, take it from here.
no, I'm
What's your rating?
I will rate this book. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. It's not great, but it's a decent ending. I'm sure that this whole thing is going to read better in collected form. Okay, don't ever do that again. I think the owl, the Court of the Owls story is going to read better in collected form, in issue to issue form.
Yeah, when you're catching all the details in a single run as opposed to
Yeah.
month to month.
It does. I mean, in issue form, it tends to be like a little slow paced, but I think that in collected form, it'll read a lot better. So, but this is a decent ending of the story. I'm much more interested in reading the Zero issues that come out next month because they're going to talk about different aspects of Batman's origin. So, anyway, that's Batman number 11, 3 out of 5. Thicker
Corner of Lincoln
bat
and
poles.
Thicker bat poles.
That's right.
Tasty.
My second thing I'd like to review that I don't have.
Oh! Oh, sorry. I don't want you to
Well.
review anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm not.
Tell him I'm here.
The second thing I'm going to review, which is not in front of me, but I
It's here in
unfortunately
spirit.
it's singed into my brain. Unfortunately, is Batman Earth One, which came out actually last week, and we weren't able to review it because we did our Amazing Spider-Man roundtable.
Yeah.
So, Batman Earth One. I was really excited about this story. Jeff Johns had never written a Batman, like a solo Batman story before, and I was really interested in the idea of retelling Batman's origin story without sort of the burden of modern continuity. I thought, okay, this is going to be a good chance for a guy who's normally looked upon as a very talented comic book writer to do a Batman story free of any constraints, and he can do it, and he can enjoy it, and he can try new things. He can mess a little bit with characters, and really bring something new and fresh to the Batman world. I thought this was going to be the Batman book of the year. I really did. Well, as it turns out, it's utter garbage.
It's not my Batman.
It's not my Batman. It's what I guess.
The first one is you make the motion to push up the glasses. Both LG and I just.
Because you guys are actually wearing glasses.
My contacts, but they hurt.
The art initially, when I first was looking at it, it was great. It was Batman, and he was a creature of shadows, and he was chasing somebody across the rooftop, and his cape looked cool. And this guy jumped over a ledge and to an adjacent building, and Batman pulls out his grapnel gun, and I'm thinking, okay, this is like a really grapnel gun.
I'll give in.
There is an end in there.
Okay.
And he pulls out the grapnel gun, and he's like, and I'm thinking, great, this is a really cool, classic.
Did you just
Batman
gangster
story.
pull?
What?
You pulled out you made the motion with the side.
That's right.
How many guns have you shot in your life?
Sideways.
Not
Look
very
like that.
You never shoot like that. Ever.
This is a grapnel gun, not a gun.
Same concept. You never shoot like.
What am I supposed
When
to-
has Batman go, I need to get to that roof?
Okay, what's the proper?
Up top. I've shot many guns in my life, sir.
Me
Okay.
too.
Okay, excuse me.
Most of them at the arcade.
Unbutton, turn off the safety, like that. My bad.
If you like. but just that just pisses me off the most because it's.
It just seems more badass like that. That's the way he does it in the comic.
Well, you did it like this, okay? You didn't do it like that. You're correcting yourself. Yeah. That's what I was getting on your case. Like, how many guns have you shot?
I have never fired a gun in my life. I don't plan to.
We here at Lightning Comics support the Second Amendment, please.
Please support the official release.
So
practice gun safety.
Yes.
Anyways,
Do not lick shoes.
Use both hands.
do not look down the barrel.
Nobody wants to go out with their gun half clocked.
Wow. I like it.
So anyway, all this stuff is happening in this story, like in the first couple pages. I'm thinking, okay, this is a great Batman story. And then as Batman is about to shoot his grapnel gun, there's a spring goes, and all of the What?
Keep going. I'm listening,
I
but
can't. I'm too distracted.
I'm divvying out tea.
Alrighty. So, as Batman is about to shoot his grapnel gun, all of a sudden there's a spring that goes loose, and all of
There's the bathroom for that, Mike.
It's tea.
No, we could have just drank out of the same bottle.
Lovely tea. Now I'm just hamming it up.
Ace, JD, we're going to run all the way back there.
I'm damn good. If the person can hear it, then
good for them.
I am relieved. I'm gonna.
My
I'm
business
I'm keeping that in. That was nothing nasty. That was just tea. It was worth it. Just keep going.
I put my blood, sweat, and tears into that. But anyways.
So anyhow, so Batman's about to shoot his grapnel gun, and when he pulls the trigger on it, a spring goes loose, and all of the wire shoots all over the place. And Batman has this really dumb look on his face. He's like, "What? How could this possibly happen?" And so he throws the grapnel gun on the ground. He goes to run and jump across jump it from one ledge to the other to catch the guy, and he completely falls short and falls and lands in the gutter.
Well, that was nice.
This is the beginning of the massive problem with this book. Long story short, I didn't have a problem with the changes to the characters. I didn't have a problem with the subtle changes to the continuity. I like the idea that when Thomas Wayne was alive, he was running for mayor of Gotham City, which I thought was an interesting concept, because obviously he would make enemies, and that would make you think that there was something else behind Bruce Wayne's murder, or his murder, but it turns out there wasn't. I like the idea of Oswald Cobblepot being the mayor of Gotham City, the corrupt mayor, when Bruce Wayne, is a full-grown adult. I like the idea of Jim Gordon being a good guy, but unable to act because he's afraid someone's going to hurt his family. He lets a lot of crimes slide because he doesn't know what else to do, because people are going to hurt his family. He doesn't really have that, and it's Batman's eventual arrival that inspires him to kind of get off his duff and do the right thing.
His duff.
His duff. That's right. I can't say.
Duff
I guess
light.
I can say ass.
His duff dark. Raspberry
Duff man is thrusting in the direction of problem. Anyway, so, that's when Homer goes on a hunger strike. That's a good episode. Anyway, my biggest issue with this story is it makes Bruce Wayne seem stupid, and that's not okay, ever.
Oh,
Now I know what you're going to say, Mike. You're going to say, well, he can be fallible. There's a difference between having weaknesses and being a f***ing idiot. Perfect. Go ahead.
Well, isn't it supposed to be him starting out? You would think he would have a few problems.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he
he's
didn't have a few
perfect at
problems.
the beginning.
I understand that, but this goes beyond that. This goes beyond just, he is trying things out for the first time and he makes mistakes, but he's just being an idiot. He's not only is he being an idiot, he's being a dick the whole time. He's being, he's treating Alfred like crap. He's he's just an arrogant
That stag head in the foyer
aristocratic.
is not.
Oh crap! They turned him into Tony Stark, didn't they?
You know what?
Ooh.
Honestly,
Yeah.
they really did.
With a little bit of Cyclops douche thrown in.
The artwork is
flavor.
very visually very appealing, but it doesn't really fit. I think
Phoenix flavor.
the artwork would do better with a Batman story than not a Batman story, a Superman story than a Batman story, because it's just brighter. It's got a lot more color and flavor. So I think that Jeff Johns. I mean, what I took away from reading the story was that Jeff Johns doesn't really like Batman. Honestly, that's how I felt. It's like, this guy doesn't like Batman, or at least he doesn't get Batman. Because I think one of the most important parts of Batman's character is that he has to be scary.
Oh, we have stunned Andy.
Yeah,
Proceed,
I'll just give him my rating.
please.
I give it.
A 1.
I'll give it a 1.5. The half is for an effort. Is for the effort. They tried, but they failed. So 1.5 out of 5 malfunctioning grapnel guns.
Gangsta pool.
Yeah.
I will.
So I'm gonna pass the ball to Michael.
This is a big ball. Now,
You're bragging again.
thank you, Andy. I appreciate the passing of the ball. What I decided to read was a rather mature title. The Walking Dead 100. Now, this is a
Gory.
very anticipated book. I mean, any 100 in a book is going to get a lot of
Dogs when they
attention.
give them 9 alternate covers.
Yep, and
You guys got quite a few copies.
yes,
Yeah.
we did, and
It was
I was going to go through here and see how many times they said the F word, just to give you an idea how what kind of extravaganza they decided to put into this. And I stopped counting on my page.
on every
3.
page.
Almost every page,
F.
there is an F bomb, almost. But
So it's along the lines of a tarot book. There's always TNA on every page.
yeah. The story takes place with Rick and his little crew trying to get to some new digs, is what I'm going to call it.
A new safe place.
Yes, a new safe place. And they get...
Let's go to the mall. No, multiple entrances, you idiot.
their trip is taking longer than expected. And
Longer than a 3-hour tour.
so they're forced to stop for the night, which they were not planning to do. And so they're going to take, watch shifts and make sure everyone's going to be fine while they get ambushed in the middle of the night.
By zombies?
Well, the zombies they can handle. It's the humans they have a problem with. Because you have this
humans actually think for themselves.
this group of, I can't really call them renegades. They're just a group of jackasses.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, meeting a group of
bad
renegade
enough you-
jackasses later.
It's bad enough you got dead people walking around eating people, but you got to have a living group of jerks.
Well, yeah. Well, their leader...
Thinks he's Jesus Christ. I didn't say it.
It's true you didn't, but...
Jesus effing. There we go.
The leader lets himself be known as Negan? Negan? Negan. Negan.
What's up, my Negan? I am on that thin line right now.
It's like Wolfenstein. My Negan!
Yeah. And he... Because earlier in the stories, he has continually tried to mess up Rick's group and trying to get him to comply with his demands, and it's just not working out for him. So, and a lot of Negan's group gets slaughtered and beaten down. Well, finally he takes it into his own hands. He's been tracking this group for a long time, and now he's going to get some payback. And I'll tell you, there's not many times I can read a book and just want to punch a dude in the face every time I see it. And this Negan character just really puts it into perspective. Because he picks one of the members out What was that?
trying to
Was that you?
No, that was not me.
It wasn't you, and it wasn't me.
Oh no no. No. I was moving my foot. Listen, I was moving my foot inside my shoe. Listen.
Good excuse.
Listen.
Okay. All right.
That's my foot
His
inside
shoe
my
farts.
Yeah.
Sharts.
Well, I'm gonna
Pooch your farts.
I'm gonna keep moving forward.
Go might go.
And so, as I said, Negan chooses one of the group that's there, and he's going to
Set an example.
set a big example of this, and he picks up this one guy. I forget his name.
Glenn.
Glenn.
The
Asian.
Asian guy, yeah.
Yeah, well, he makes that comment. He's like, "I'm going to go for that guy because he's Asian," and you're like, "Oh, well, you racist."
Well, actually, no.
bastard."
He did this whole.
Oh yeah, he did the eeny meeny miny
Wait,
mo.
is that the same Glenn from the very first story?
Very well could be actually.
That guy's hanging in there.
Yeah, but he introduces everyone to his bat. Named
Lucille.
Mick Foley. Yeah, Lucille.
It's actually like Mick Foley's back. It's wrapped in
Yep.
barbed wire.
Yay!
Yep. And he proceeds to bash in poor Glenn's head, and
Viciously.
like hits him so hard his eye pops out, and it's just
Yeah,
gruesome.
Glenn's not going to make it that much.
And that's
longer.
just the first hit.
Yeah, he just continued.
His head is street pizza.
As I've always described The Walking Dead, it's the only black and white book that is in color, and it's hard to put it like that, but it's true. I mean,
Elaborate.
With the
It's such a-
with
with-
the visceral gore that they have in it,
yeah,
you could just see the color.
that and the
Yeah.
feeling, you can just
I get what you're
identify
saying.
with it.
It's
It's that's the
Yeah.
only way I can really describe it. And this Glenn guy and Rick vows like, I'm going to kill you. You are going to die, and then
And he's like saying, not today, not tomorrow, but somewhere
Yeah.
down the road.
yeah.
I will kill you.
And Glenn leaves it off with, okay,
Not
now
Glenn. Negan.
no, yeah, sorry, Glenn.
Glenn can't do much of
Glenn's
anything
the one
right
that-
now.
Glenn left it off with
Splorch.
yeah, that's an understatement.
I love that word.
Negan just makes his way out, saying, "All right, well, we'll be back in a week, and you better have your
Better have my money.
your tribute." Yeah, almost. Yeah, better have your tribute ready, and just leaves with the nonchalant ta-ta. And the book, while I was not expecting that kind of a story,
Brutality.
brutality and all that, it is
Flawless victory.
in that
Why
one.
not?
There's no fighting back. That one's just.
That is flawless.
That was a
flawless
flawless
victory.
victory. Yeah, Glenn is street pizza.
God.
And
And
it kind of sucks because Glenn,
Glenn was like, he was all happy. He's like, I'm gonna
I'm
go.
going to be a dad.
What kind of nerds must we be if we refer to a vicious, fatal, one-sided beating as a flawless victory? Flawless victory.
Finish him. Hospitality.
I was about to say, would you like some tea?
Pointless.
To give a rating on the book, I'm going to just keep it short and sweet. Is for really getting me stoked and want to just see Negan dead. I give the book a 4.5 out of 5. Uncalled for beatings.
Lucille's.
Lucille's, yes, and just
Buttons by Lucille.
the,
And, you know,
continually the writing for it just really has
Is it
yet
still
to
Robert
disappoint
Kirkman?
me. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
and
You know,
hold on. There is something that really made me mad. Was that when he brings out Lucille again? It's a bat wrapped in barbed wire. It's like, sorry about that. Lucille is a vampire.
It's a vampire bat.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I almost thought Andy wrote it.
I forgot. That was another reason why I want to see Negan dead.
Yeah.
Puns.
Fun.
Like that enrages me already. And they beat someone in. Like, oh, now you must.
this is the
Burn in hell.
This is the first issue of Walking Dead we've ever done on the show, isn't it?
Yeah.
100.
Because it's a pivotal.
It's a
100.
It's a pivotal.
And it's just that-
it's on a pivot.
That brutal, and it
Really?
makes me that mad.
You know, I read
my
the first
jokes
time I
are
ever
bad.
read Walking Dead. I got that compendium,
Yeah.
the big collection of the first, I think, 48 issues.
I remember that review though. He was like, it was so depressing.
Well, Mike,
and LG's comment, well, the zombie apocalypse should really be all sunshine and rainbows.
Lollipops, you know.
I understand that,
Let's get
but
to the
still,
minivan
it
and go
is-
for frozen yogurt. Oh, look, a zombie. Oh.
It was I mean, it was brilliantly done. I mean, artistically, I admired it immensely, but it was kind of difficult to read because it was so dark.
Oh, it is extremely dark.
It doesn't have a very positive outlook on the human race. I'll say that.
it
And
continually
yet
gets more and
one of the
more dark.
variant covers that Mike has Michonne kicking some zombie ass, but then
You only see her kill like one zombie in the entire issue.
I can't wait for the 3rd season of The Walking Dead.
Michonne.
I have not seen a single episode of that show, and I'm not really interested.
It
in
really,
watching
I
it
haven't
really
read the
strays
books, but
far
I've
away
seen-
from the book.
It
But
is-
Well, see, it's good
still
for me because
well
I haven't read the
done.
books. So.
It holds a very big difference, and it's still I like them both. I still like the books a bit better because they can actually get down to the points that you can't cover on TV like that.
Yeah,
There's some sick stuff in the books though,
there is.
like sick in literal terms. Like
Yeah,
oh,
it's hard to read. Remember that scene early on where they went to the barn and they were keeping the zombies like chained up down there, and they were feeding them people, and it was just like because
Yeah.
they were there. Yeah, it's messed up.
Tasty.
There's family members in that bar. So what?
there's much more brutal and horrible stuff beyond that point.
Oh, I know that just was immediately was something that came to mind.
You know, just reminded of this article I read where saying all the usual things to do in a zombie movie would not really help you. And they explained in detail why. It's like, one, raiding a gun store. It's like, why would that not work? Because you're not the only one who thought of it. Two,
Yeah. Also, guns are really ineffective. I mean, if you're going to fight zombies, guns are extremely ineffective.
oh yeah, especially if they're attracted by sound.
You don't have to reload a blade.
And there was
Or a baseball bat.
That was another one they covered. If these things are, you know, disease, rotting
Do
corpses,
you really want their blood on your hands? No!
You better get clean cuts. I'm not using the bat.
Yeah, Mike's right. A blade that's really, really, really sharp would be your best bet.
Better a vehicle. Vehicles are nice weapons.
Well, you know, I was reading Max Brooks' seminal, indispensable zombie survival guide. If you're into zombies and you haven't read the Zombie Survival Guide by Max Brooks, then you're not into zombies.
I remember
Yeah.
some of
Because-
those rules. It's like
Organize
one
before they
was
rise.
yeah, organize
Yes.
before they rise.
Yep.
A blade never runs out of ammo.
Get out of the car and onto the bike because
Yeah.
bikes they're easier to maintain
And they're quiet.
and they're quiet and they
No
can go
place-
places that cars can't. So
No place is safe, only or what? I forgot how that one went.
yeah,
No place is safe, only safer.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm going to take this ball and throw it at Ace really, really hard.
Dodgeball! Oh.
I already.
why didn't
You dodge!
That's keeping up the superhero image, you know, the secret identity. So it's like, I gotta take it. Hey Parker, is this your face in the indent of your face in the ball?
Taking a ball to the face.
You would. Anyway.
Yeah, I went there.
Why wouldn't you?
First on my list this week is, of course, round 7 of Avengers vs. X-Men, or the Avengers versus Captain Douchebag and the other Phoenix Force.
Yeah.
Sorry, he
You
is.
really don't like Cyclops.
I was
going
gonna
to
say I'm starting to suspect.
No, Cyclops has got.
He's a major douche.
Yes,
He's
I know.
deserving
I've
of all
read
that.
it.
He's,
I've read
you know, he's being glorified. Yes, see, we've got the Phoenix power, and we're reshaping the world. We're reshaping it for you, Professor X, the world you wanted. Yeah, how many people had to die for the world I wanted, Scott? Well, gee,
it. We lost count at 1 million.
I was just trying to help.
So,
Oh,
as we know
Scott.
in the last one, Scott's he just says, fine, no more Avengers. So, and the one that they're afraid of is the Scarlet Witch, because she pretty much, in earlier times, wiped out the mutant race, pretty much, with a single, half phrase. And they're like, oh. So it's like, they're stabilizing everything. They're using their powers to put lockdowns on the Avengers Tower and all the Avengers action.
Why is Cyclops wearing Nightwing's shirt?
That's
We
the way
covered
the
this
Phoenix
last
Force
time.
changed him. He's Nightwing now. Piss poor example.
And
of
the angry
Nightwing,
visor.
and-
Don't forget the angry
Oh, the
visor.
Angry visor. Yes.
Bring me
And,
my
and then
inquisitive
over here's a
visor.
key. I don't know what
Shows
it's
one
for,
side.
but you'll figure it out later. And they're all they're basically keep trying to make the world think they're a global terrorist network. The Avengers are. They're going to destroy everything. No, gee. And then they show up, and they're fighting the X-Men once again, back and forth. Take him, take that, and then they got Scarlet Witch in there. Meanwhile, Tony is sitting in his laboratory trying to get a lock on all the data that he can of the Phoenix Force and just how strong it is. So Scarlet Witch runs into Magic, and Magic's like full-on pissed at her. On behalf of the mutant guy, die. And she's like, you don't really know my power, do you? And takes her down. And then in steps Emma Frost. And she's like, ugh. Like, almost like commanding execution. Wanda Maximoff, murderer of the mutant race. Okay, Cap's going, yeah, we need an emergency evac. we got 2 Phoenixes as Wanda. That's more than emergency. Let's get the hell out of here. Well, Doctor Strange comes in there to teleport him. Hawkeye's running off. He's like, oh, don't worry, I'll cover your exit. While Emma Frost is going after the Scarlet Witch, he fires one that bops her in the back side of the head. So then she turns his attention onto Hawkeye and sets him on fire.
Oh, wow.
It's a flaming Hawkeye.
And why wouldn't that happen? And thank you, Ace, for that. Oh,
So they're like, Cap's like, we
You
can't
made
do
Mike
that
sick.
from now. We got to get out of here and regroup. And Stark's just like, you got out of there too soon. I didn't get enough data. And the Scarlet Witch is like, yo, go to hell. And he's like, what? It's like, you got a man down, dude. There's a man down, Stark. Knock off. So the Phoenix 5, or the Phoenix Force people, whoever, they have him. He's still alive, but he's torched. Look, it's the Human Torch. And
my God, really?
Namor is getting on his high horse. It's like, Cyclops is actually having a little remorse. We shouldn't kill them off. We should just contain them, keep prisoners, and prove that, we're helping our
Namor
race.
says this.
Namor,
Yeah, of all people.
Namor said, no, Cyclops says that.
Oh.
And then Namor says, he's like, I say you should have killed them all. We should have
Okay.
just
That makes
killed them
more sense.
all.
Like that's
Yeah.
Prince Namor.
And it's like, we're not
That's
doing
right.
murder. It's like, and he's like,
Good old spot.
this is war, Summers, not a gang war kind of brawl, and it's like, Magic said, oh, you didn't see what she did. She was actually going to hurt me. She was going to try and kill me. Yeah, sure she was. And then the Cyclops is like, don't worry, Hawkeye will be allowed to heal, but he'll put him with the brig, with the rest of the prisoner. This isn't a war, it's a rescue mission. Right, and then, meanwhile, Black Panther and Stark are trying to get their new Phoenix Force killing machine ready.
Yeah, because that always works.
And it's like, it's like we're losing people, we're losing ground, and I'm starting to lose faith. We need some wins, and we need them now because we're getting our butts handed to us by the Phoenix Force 5. It's like, well, and Stark mouths up, that frog had wings. It's like, yeah, save it for later. Answers, solutions, now. Well, I can't get all these readings. We need more time. It's like, yeah, better find an answer fast, basically. And T'Challa's looking through his plans and going, your big colossal iron suit is a suicide machine. The person who takes it into the battle is going to die. And he's like, yeah, well, if we can get close to it, pretty much, yeah, the suit's going to kill the pilot either way. And it's like, he's like going, oh, I'm the one that split up the Phoenix Force. This is my problem. I'll take care of it. And he's like, science fails, you have failed, and don't get to kill yourself to escape finding a solution. And he goes, well, if you got any suggestions, I'd love to hear. So then they're trying to regroup, and they've got Hope Summers with, and Cap's sitting there giving her high praise. Like, she knows more about the Phoenix Force. She was trained. She knows what to expect, and of course, she knows a lot about the X-Men. The only one they're really afraid, and then Hope comes up and it's like, you found out, you'll find the X-Men in the field. Scarlet Witch is the only thing they're afraid of, and the only things they'll respect. And it's like, I don't want my friends to die because it's an all-out war. So the Doctor Strange goes, here's the enchantments of Icon. They're like a thing of beads where it's going to create the illusion that that person is the Scarlet Witch. In other words, they're going to have a few of the members wear these things, look like the Scarlet Witch, so they won't know exactly where the Scarlet Witch is. And so the X-Men show up with, there's a Scarlet Witch. She's here. Wait, fall back, X-Men. How can she be here when we're over fighting her over here? How can she be over there? And then Cyclops is going, hey, maybe she's like a trick or a hologram or some magic or some Tony Stark crap.
You said they were only going to be two.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of Scarlet Witches. I don't understand why. And then when they're fighting the X-Men and fighting the Avengers in the Pacific Ocean, it's like Namor's going, so then where is the real Scarlet Witch, Summers? We have not laid time. And she's like, you never will. Zaps him. And he gets, of course, pissed off as hell. It's like, Namor, go away. She touches him. He breaks apart, gets sent back to Utopia, the X-Men mutant base. He's like, well, screw this.
Why? Namor's not a mutant.
They say he is. I don't know why he's been changed to being a mutant, but he's been accepted to the X-Men fold.
Remember, like the storylines where he had the atomic bombs, and he's getting pissed off because they were testing atomic weapons under.
It's destroyed his NRC kingdom.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they give him.
So he has been mutated by the atomic radiation.
Yeah, I guess so.
But whatever.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Cyclops is saying, we're crippling the Avengers one broken bone at a time. We're taking prisoners. We're not. We're beloved. They're mistrusted. And not for anything. We're transforming a planet at a breathtaking rate. We're winning. Lighten up, Captain America, and the Witch will come to us. Namor gets on his high seahorse, I guess. And this is not a game. You might be a fine leader somewhere, but you are a failure as a ruler. And he's just like, I'll take that under consideration. It's like, shut up, go away. So Iron Fist comes in with the Thunderer of Kunlun, the mystical city of Kung Fu, where, I can explain that later. But he'll take Hope with him and train her to get the Phoenix Force all together. And Stark's like, can we all go? No. And Namor's still in his little pissy mood. Emma Frost goes to him. He's like, Cyclops is treating like this a game, but it's like, he's like, I know, I can feel her. I know where she is. They're hiding her in Wakanda, and I haven't told Scott. Oh, okay. So while the Avengers are regrouping themselves in Wakanda, one of T'Challa's people comes in. It's like the Lake of Twisted Vision. It rises up. A wall of water. Namor's here. And he claims war and is turning to Wakanda into Surf City, basically. He's doing it a lot better than Aquaman would.
Escape from New York.
Yeah.
I take issue with that.
With what now?
With Namor being better than Aquaman.
I don't. Continue.
I've never seen Namor talk to fish or control fish to do his will.
And his job for him.
So there's that. So there you go.
And
There's one thing that
yep.
Namor can't do.
And that's where it ends. So Namor's getting ready to flood Wakanda,
What
where
a
the
mean
Avengers
guy.
are, and Cyclops is saying, "No, we're reshaping the world. We'll get them to come to our side." No, you won't. They're humans. They're superpowered humans. Screw them. I would give that because it's. I don't know. There's not the epic battles like in the second round or some of the other ones. There's not. It's more and more dialogue, but I would give it at least 3 out of 5. Who's Afraid of the Scarlet Witch?
Not bad, but okay. So let's.
The next book is part 3 of the Spider-Man. The
How many books are going to be in the
That's
Spider-Man series?
a 5-issue limited series.
So, what's your summary?
Summary, basically, Spider-Man has gotten into the Ultimate Comics universe, and he doesn't know, he's like, how is everybody knowing that Spider-Man is Peter Parker? He hasn't found out yet that the Peter Parker of that universe has been killed off. I mean, he's run into the Miles Morales, who's taken over for it, and Mysterio sent his avatar into the other dimension as well, and he's fighting him, and he's also using his illusions to create all of Spider-Man's old villains, Green Goblin and Carnage and Venom, but they're not actually illusions. They're actually have some base of substance in them because they actually getting hurt. And as it goes on, there was some chemical that they jumped through, and that's why they're coming up real. Meanwhile, the it's like he wants to kill Spider-Man off, but
Let's do it from here. I can't decide.
yeah. So he instead
See
of
the Avengers.
he's like, maybe you're right. I was going about this wrong way. Attacking you is too pedestrian, but sticking you there with no way home, banishing you into a world that thinks you're dead. That's the ticket. It's like, and he's the Miles Morales has like the end wires, and it's like Spider-Man's going, kid, I wouldn't. It's like, is there an off button or a plug, kid? You don't. What are you? Boom! Big explosion. Miles Morales is not dead. Well, not dead, but knocked out. And they're like, get up. It's like, what? Oh, the Ultimates on your feet. What's going on? And then like Fury's there with the Ultimates, who are Hawkeye and Iron Man and Thor. And they're like, well, Iron Man's like, I've seen this. It's an Avatar casing. And it's like, what does that mean? Well, he sent one of his robots in there, but it's controlled from somewhere else. They don't know where from.
He's an airbender.
Well, I say he's a mistbender. Look.
I'll give you I'll show you a misbender.
I really hope that doesn't mean what I think.
And then, like, Miles goes, it's like, where'd the other Spider-Man go? Hawkeye's like, another Spider-Man? Yeah, a grown-up version of Peter Parker here in our dimension. Came from a world just like ours. Yeah, but that one's alive and well. And not a kid. Where'd he go? He ran the hell away. So he's trying to find out what happened to him, the Peter Parker in this universe, for himself. Seeing what he has to deal with. And it's like, because he thinks this is all a big illusion that Mysterio's playing on him, that this can't be real, how can I be dead, blah, blah, blah. Runs into a convenience store, and the chick's like, you gonna buy something? It's like, yeah, no pockets, no money, sorry. Of course, as he's talking to her, robber comes in to rob the convenience store.
Why is it, seriously, like, why is it whenever a superhero walks into a convenience store, there's either a robbery going on or one starts?
And basically, Spider-Man just turns around and he's like, really? I'm standing right here. Whips him, whacks his head into the counter. And he asks the woman for her iPad. Does it get a signal? And it's like, got to do some research. And he finds up the Daily Bugle, Spider-Man's what do they call it? The epitaph page, where it's like, no, it can't be going on.
His obituary.
Yeah, his obituary page.
He died.
And she's wearing like this Spider-Man face symbol around her neck. What's that? Respect for the little dude. But like you, I'm doing it the normal way. I'm not running around in skin-tight spandex. And he's like, can you tell me what happened to Peter Parker? Because I don't know. So he ends up, where would you think? At the home of Peter Parker in this universe. And he just approaches the lawn as Aunt May and Gwen are coming out of the house they're living in. And they're just like pissed off. It's like, how dare you get the hell off of our lawn? How dare you wear that? And he pulls up the mask, and it's like, crap, it's Peter. Now what do we do? And that's where it ends. Like he's gonna be trying to get the answers to what's going on in this dimension, and how can he help prevent it?
That story keeps getting more and more interesting.
It does.
I'm liking that a lot.
Because, after his death, that everybody knows Spider-Man's Peter Parker, and then another guy shows up in Spider-Man's old suit and is like,
heck, I'd be
hey, you're
pissed.
Peter Parker. I'm not at liberty to say that, but how do you know that?
Do we still have a number one?
I think we do.
If we got 1, 2, and 3, I'll probably grab the storyline myself, because that.
We have a number one. I don't see a number two, but All in all, the story's getting even more interesting. The fact that he's lurking for the answers and now has run into the Aunt May and Gwen Stacy of that universe. I mean, in his universe, Gwen Stacy's dead, so he's going to have to deal with that fact in the next issue. So I would give it 4 out of 5 shattered illusions.
Yeah, I'm really liking that.
Mysteria.
Mysterioso is so. No, it's Mysterio.
All right. Well,
What's our time?
Good time.
we are sitting about an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh, really? I thought you'd been here for a lot longer.
So
Suit up. We got an emergency.
LG will be right there.
go enjoy.
LG with that superhero on Robot Chicken in the Segway.
Yeah, oh wow.
I am not that.
You're not that big. Come on now. All right, so I guess we're gonna move on to another segment here.
You guys want to talk about some anime stuff?
Do we have to?
No, by no means.
That's right, Pooh Bear.
The other thing I want to say on
Bob.
the animation segment is actually there's a show that's premiering tonight. It's like done in anime style. It's called Black Dynamite. It kind of looks like the black exploitation films of the 70s.
Wasn't there a Black Dynamite like movie with Samuel L. Jackson?
I don't know.
That was Afro Samurai.
Yeah.
All I know
Yeah.
is that preview ended with one of my favorite lines.
Dynamite. What?
What can I say? The dude's black.
He's
dynamite.
and what can I say?
He's black.
Black exploitation.
So I'm gonna. It's just starting tonight. I'm gonna check that
I'll
out.
watch it myself.
you know
Because
what I
I'm
wanna
sorry, I'm a
talk
child
about?
of the '70s, so I grew up through the. I think there was actually a film called Black Dynamite or something like that.
And how every black
And there was
person.
Blackula and Blackenstein
Really?
and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Black. I kid you not.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And how every black person seems to know karate or kung fu.
Yeah, exactly. So, and apparently in this animated version, it's like he's just.
They
And the
take
ladies
all of
love
that.
him, and you just see a whole bunch of women and their panties are dropping to the floor.
Well, if LG doesn't want to talk about animation, I've
Well,
got some.
I got one, but I'll let you go.
Well, I've been following the stuff that's going on at the con right now.
Yes, San Diego Comic Con
At
is going
San
on right now.
Diego, and
And I'm not there.
there's a couple
Sam
things.
Raimi's there.
There's a couple things I wanted to talk about. First of all, confirmation there will be a trailer for Man of Steel in front of Dark Knight Rises.
Sweet.
We've seen the Iron Man 3 suit, which I think is really cool.
I have not seen
And
that
we've
yet
also
myself.
seen
Well,
pictures of
I
the
will-
Iron Patriot suit.
I haven't seen the Iron Patriot
Oh, God.
suit. But listen to me.
Listen to me, public. Listen.
Lend me your ears. That's disgusting.
Yes. More Mel Brooks. No.
All of the Iron Man armor, with the exception of obviously the first two, have all looked pretty much the same.
Yeah.
They've been just slight
racing
variations
stripes on it.
on the same basic design, the classic Iron Man, armor design. The one that's been the most different has been the suitcase armor. But that's still pretty much at the same look. It just was much more lean and had silver instead of gold because it wasn't designed to use gold. It wasn't a flight suit. So the Iron Man 3 suit is a completely different kind of style.
Which I'm
From
going
what
to be
we've-
looking up right
It's
now.
blue and
Look
gold
at-
instead of red and gold.
No, it's red and gold, but it's a whole different kind of a color scheme, a color palette.
Because I'm betting it's on Superhero Hype.
Look it up. It's been
sure it
all
is.
over the internet, like a bad rash. And I
Now, let's
really,
not talk about your weekend.
I really like the idea of doing something different for the
Cure
because I feel
phrase,
like
have yourself a
the
good
Iron Man
weekend.
movies were kind of getting stale by the
Yeah, it
second
seems
one.
like,
So
seems like every film so far, there's other people in iron suits.
yeah, I'm hoping
Bring
they
in
do
the
some-
Mandarin, for God's sakes.
I'm hoping they do something a little bit different other than just having Iron Man fight another guy in
Well,
another
he is-
robot suit.
Because they've mentioned,
He is listed as the
the
bad
cult
guy
of the
for this
Ten
film, right?
Rings.
Yeah,
Mandarin?
actually, I believe he
Oh, that's
is.
interesting. That's very interesting.
They've got Ben Kingsley cast as some role. They haven't clarified that he.
An actor
he's
of
the Mandarin
that
or not.
stature is probably going to be the Mandarin. But we're not saying that he is, but I wouldn't be surprised if that turned out to be the case. What other? Mike's still looking up the Iron Man.
Didn't they
trailer.
also have all the
There's been so
Batmobiles
much
there?
news since the suit came out that
Yeah.
I've got to dig.
Didn't they also have the Batmobiles there, or am I thinking?
They had all
something
6
about their
Batmobiles there. They had the '60s one, the 4 from the Tim Burton and Joel Schumacher movies.
He actually said the name that you can't
The
mention.
3 from the Tim Burton, Joel Schumacher movies.
They had
And
the Tumbler.
they had the Tumbler,
Sweet.
and they had the one from the '60s. I thought so that's only 5.
So which one was in our 4th of July parade? I didn't get
That was the
that.
'89 one. That was the one Michael Keaton drove.
At least they didn't have the Spider-Mobile. Yay for that.
And
I'm gonna make one just to spite you, Ace.
easily what I thought was the best news of the entire of all the stuff that I heard. Neil Gaiman confirmed that he is going back to do more Sandman.
He's starting off with a prequel to Sandman.
He's doing a prequel to the very first Sandman story, and it's going to be illustrated by J.H. Williams III. And I was really happy to hear that, because J.H. Williams III is the perfect guy to draw the Sandman. His art style is very kind of surreal and cerebral, and it fits perfectly with the storyline of the Sandman. So I was really excited to hear that. So that's all I got. That's all the news I heard from Comic-Con. Anything else?
Something I've been reading.
I forgot to mention all the new Marvel movies.
Well, yeah, go ahead with that.
They're going to do. They've released the title for all the new upcoming Marvel films. That's it. That's the one.
We'll see.
Holy cow, that's badass.
Looks different, isn't it?
Yeah.
More gold than red.
It's definitely the Extremis
Yeah,
storyline.
they're drawing a lot from the extremist concept for this film. But anyhow, what
I don't
was I
know why,
talking
but I
about?
just want to say my jogging suit's
title
made of
said,
steel.
Oh yeah, they've released the titles for the upcoming Marvel movies for the next, I think, the next couple of years. They're doing Iron Man 3, obviously. They're doing a movie called Thor, and I can't remember what the subtitle of the new Thor movie is called. It's Thor. It has something to do with like the dead or something like that, or the Dark Realm. I don't know, but
he must be going to that realm of the 9 realms of Asgard. Death.
something like that. But the Captain America sequel is called Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
That's why they made Bucky
Interesting.
such a
The
crack
Winter
shot.
Soldier is an excellent storyline,
Yeah.
and I think that's really great. They're going to do
'Cause,
that.
yeah, in the first one they made Bucky such a crack shot.
That's right.
So it's like, hey, look, Winter Soldier.
No news about the Incredible Hulk. I haven't heard anything at all about. any
All
more
you know
Hulk
is that
stuff.
Ruffalo's like signed on for.
He signed on for more movies, but who knows if he'll get his own movie
I mean,
after.
they're talking about a Hulk television series. I think Disney XD has like a kid version called Hulk Smash Squad.
Oh,
Oh,
damn it.
Yeah.
Lord.
And,
Sad.
Hulk exploited.
Anytime they use the word, anytime a cartoon uses the words, I would watch any cartoon that has the word "squad" in it. I just will not watch that cartoon.
Hulk exploited, and he smashes Mickey Mouse. Puny mouse.
I also saw the logos for Guardians of the Galaxy, and
Is never mind.
you know what Guardians of the Galaxy is? Ace.
I know.
Is it He-Man? No.
No, it's not He-Man.
Oh, thank God.
No.
No, they're the masters of the.
They're the masters of the universe, not the
I
Guardians. of the
do know
Galaxy.
that they're bringing in the character of Rocket Raccoon for it.
Awesome! I love Rocket Raccoon. Mike is totally lost.
Because they brought
Rocket Raccoon is
did
a
bring
talking
in-
is a talking raccoon
Raccoon.
secret agent with an Australian accent.
Yeah, pissed off attitude.
He's always pissed off.
The way they made him on Avengers.
If you're
versus
listening to
Mighty
this, Google Guardians of the Galaxy. It's kind of a weird idea, but I think
Yeah.
it'd be interesting. They're going to make it into a movie. And finally, the one that shocked me the most was that they're going to do an Ant-Man movie. Finally,
Yeah.
I saw
many
the
as they've been
logo for it.
talking
It's
about
been
it.
cast. They're going into pre-production.
Wasn't
So-
Simon Pegg part of that?
I don't know. He would make a good Ant-Man, but maybe I don't know.
I know. I read that they have the writer for the script writer for the reboot of Fantastic Four.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're working. Yeah, Marvel's. 'Cause I
let's
think
see.
Fox is pretty much done with the
What else?
Fantastic
Because
Four. so-
Yeah.
Thursday I was watching. Was it Thursday or Friday? No, it's Friday. I was watching on Spike TV the All Access San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah.
And Sam Raimi was there to promote Oz the Great and Powerful, which has James Franco and Mila Kunis in it. Looks pretty good so far.
What is it?
It's how the wizard, how
Wizard of Oz
the wizard,
came to be.
how he became the Wizard of Oz.
It's a prequel to
It's a
the Wizard
prequel
of
to the
Oz?
Wizard of Oz. Yes.
That's going to work well.
based
We're,
on
we're
the-
off to see the wizard.
Mila
My acid
Kunis-
trip's not done.
Yeah, Mila Kunis is one of the witches. They're going to delve into more, like all 4 of the witches. Let's see. Sam Raimi also has declared he is not directing the World of Warcraft movie.
Sorry, I let one go.
For those of you
I
listening,
don't
Michael is a wonderful guy.
We're getting ready. I was like, someone's going to rip into me
They were also
horribly
kind of
right now.
Also
But
doing like this bat bracket, you know, who is better on the good side and who is better on the villain side. And when it all came down to it, the final battle was between Morgan Freeman and Heath Ledger's Joker. And of course, by the number of votes, Heath Ledger's Joker won. So, the other thing that I've been reading a lot about lately is Marvel Now. The reboot of Marvel Universe.
Because Marvel looked at DC and like, wow, DC's making tons of money off of their New 52 initiative. Let's rip them off because that's what we do. We're Marvel Comics. We rip off DC.
Marvel's going, yeah, but we've got more than bank on our films. Take that, DC.
Bazinga.
Because, okay, look at it. Avengers has made over $1 billion. Spider-Man has already brought in
We were
$400
talking about
million.
this earlier. Avengers hasn't even been released
In Japan yet.
Japan
It
yet.
comes out next month in Japan.
And it's going to make tons of money over there. No
hey,
doubt.
guess what? $2 billion.
What?
All right.
What? A city being destroyed by another force? Of course.
Yeah.
Japan's into that.
Yeah, Japan's really into that. They'll probably have Godzilla in there instead. You know what, how that'd be
One of the
funny?
carriers.
Godzilla will be the one actually destroying New York City. You're
And
like,
Hulk punches him.
Puny lizard.
well, Loki will still be there, but it make no sense whatsoever. This alien civilization gave me this, gave me the power so I could resurrect Godzilla. Mm-mm.
I mean, I think I know one of the titles that they're eliminating is Future Foundation off the Marvel roster.
No.
I mean, they killed off
FF?
the Torch. Yeah, to actually then later on in FF to bring him back. Hey, he's not dead. I mean, what does that mean? Spider-Man doesn't have his cool suit anymore? Damn.
So they're going to, okay, with the Marvel Now thing, are they going to completely wipe the continuity slate clean?
No, it's still going. It's going to be.
They're going to introduce the Flash. The Flash can go so fast.
He's going to spin the world
Superboy-
backwards.
and then Superboy Prime's going to punch out the wall of the universe, and
But
They're going to eat intergalactic pie, and it's going to screw everyone.
in the Marvel Now universe, the story continuity takes place. The whole X-Men versus Avengers storyline is the aftermath of that is still going to be in place. I'm hoping I get my pivotal 1,000
It's another Marvel
issue.
universe. Is that what basically?
No,
what it is?
it's the Marvel universe, but they're retooling it, but they're still keeping the major storylines.
okay.
Oh, okay.
afterwards.
I can see where that's going to be.
I always felt like one of the strengths of Marvel Comics was its broad continuity. That all the stuff, like the continuity for the entire Marvel company is intact.
Yeah.
It has stayed that, and
Yeah,
it's they can reference stuff that happened back in the 60s, nothing is out of continuity in Marvel
Exactly.
Comics.
But
So
I'm still looking forward to my pivotal 1,000th issue of Amazing Spider-Man. So I hope they don't reboot that.
it's going to be a while, but
Yeah. I mean,
What number are they on right now?
They're like in the 680s. At Comic-Con, they revealed the cover for issue 700. So they're at least going through 700.
Amazing
Spider-Man is their flagship. I'm sorry.
Amazing Spider-Man has often throughout its history been published more than once a month.
Yeah.
So they're cheating.
There's times where I can get like 2 or 3 issues a month of Amazing Spider-Man and go, God damn, how am I supposed to keep up with this?
Good point.
So any other Comic-Con stuff?
Should we go back to my segment?
Well, see, the guy, what's Kirkman?
Robert
Kirkman. He was like got the award for Game Changer of the Year at Comic-Con
Because of the Walking
because
Dead.
of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, just to dispel all the rumors, Walking Dead 100 is by no means the last issue of
Oh
the
no!
series.
Well,
Nope. Robert Kirkman would have to be
Ta-ta.
out of his damn mind to
I'm on
cancel
top
that
of my
series.
game.
need
Now
to
cut
kill-
out. No.
We need to kill Negan first before
Yes.
we...
yeah, and I'll get like 30 of that
I mean,
issue.
some of the characters I wouldn't mind that haven't been used in a while from Marvel. Like to see them rebooted, like Doctor Strange.
Okay.
He needs an upgrade.
He needs
an upgrade.
a large upgrade. He's still in the 70s.
They need to get him out of that, Bela Lugosi Dracula cape and
That's actually a fairly decent cape when you're the master of the
well,
Mystic
I'll get a
Stars.
little
Right.
bit less.
Maybe take the
Ivan
curve
can
and
fuck
the
y'all.
points out and maybe
out
make
the-
it like a hood.
Take out the Kaiba starching.
Yeah, make it like a cloak.
Yeah.
Instead, that
If you watch Yu-Gi-Oh, you know what I'm talking about with Kaiba starch. Like if you look at the character Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh, his jacket is so starched, it looks like it goes back like in the wind, but it's actually just stuck in that. I'll get a picture of it while you guys are continuing talking. I'll show
kind of the Todd McFarlane Batman cape, where it's like. How does that stretch across 5 building tops? Well, it's Todd McFarlane.
So I haven't. So that's pretty much all the big stuff from Comic Con that I thought was really a big
Yeah.
deal. So let's toss it over to LG. LG, what you want to talk about one show today?
Yeah, might as well. And this
and
is...
that's Yu-Gi-Oh. No,
Oh, would you like to cover that? Or? Well, I'm going to bring up an anime that really has a lot to it. And I know Mike's going to enjoy this one.
what's that?
Azumanga
Oh crap!
Whoa. What is it called?
Azumanga Daioh.
It's not... Okay.
Lay it all out.
ADD
LG.
series go!
This is anime. It falls under the genre slice of life and comedy. There's a lot of comedy.
Yes.
And it chronicles the everyday life of 6 high school kids and 2 of their teachers. The first episode...
Oh no, believe you me, there's
There's
points,
a lot of crap to cover.
there's a lot of random.
Random is...
Random is
This show
is
rewrote
understated.
random.
Yeah.
This show rewrote random. It's almost... It's not as bad as Fully Cooley, but it's almost on par with it.
No.
I know.
No. I would say it's
Holds his own, though.
maybe a fourth of how zany Fooly Cooley is, but still.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I just remember seeing this before I watched Fully Cooley.
Jelly Jacket. It's stuck that way.
Okay,
I get it.
the first episode of this show starts with a new transfer to the school. Her name is Chio Mihama. She is a child prodigy, and she's...
You want the definition of cute? Like just ridiculously, unbearably cute. You cannot be mean to this girl because you'd be like, then you look her in the face, you're like,
the moment she starts tearing up, you're
Yeah.
like, your heart just goes...
yeah, you have a hard time ever being mad at her.
She's this little girl who's apparently so damn smart, she's able to skip 5 grades and somehow lands in the 10th grade in this high school.
So she goes from elementary all the way up to high school.
Yeah.
So she's like 11-year-old. Is she like 10 or 11 or something like that?
She's 10 or, yeah, around
Yeah.
there.
And that obviously that's
The moment she's
its
introduced to
own.
her class, the whole class is like, they're speechless, is like, and you hear like the random shouts out, "She's so cute," and they like her to a point where she just becomes the class mascot, and she actually plays a role later on.
like, when I was saying cuteness, cute cannot really describe this.
Okay, Mike, we get
So
it.
cute, you'd be barfing up rainbows.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes. There's a point she's in a penguin suit.
Random.
Just ups the
And-
cute factor.
And this thing, you're like, at first you're like, you're cute, Chio. You're adorable. You know, you're just this great little. She puts that on. You're like, ah, what happened?
It's like opening the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah. It's just so
My head's
awesome.
going to melt.
Yeah, it's just so cute and you can't look at it directly because
And
you
it's
might
also because
die.
of the way she does things, like the way she walks in this penguin suit, or to how she even eats a snack.
Like the creators, like I know this guy named Mike is going to be talking about how cute this is, so we're going to just really throw this on there.
The one thing I like about it is, in terms of randomness, she's think of like she has like these pigtails, and that even makes they're pretty much their own character in the story, because they make jokes on that. It's like, what would happen if it's like the pigtails come off?
Well, just to explain that, there's a character named Osaka, or her nickname is Osaka.
Yeah.
And because that's where she comes from, Osaka, and that's like the south, like the southern of Japan. Like
So
they have the southern
think-
accent.
They think she's like the redneck.
Yeah,
She's the Japanese redneck.
and she's having this daydream where she's thinking of she's messing with Chio's hair.
I can just hear that the Japanese string instruments, you know, ding 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 ding.
And she grabs the pigtails and pops them off, and then Chio falls over dead, and she's like, "Oh no!" Like she freaks out. She's like, "I will live on for your legacy,"
Or that they
and
think-
attach them to herself. And then she imagines like Chio flying with them, and like she is the most airheaded girl you'd ever see.
Osaka.
Yes, Osaka. What really makes it serious is just how this group of friends
Interact with each other.
interact and what kind of crap they go through in their life.
There's
Because was it Sakaki?
what?
No,
One of my favorite characters is Tomo.
Tomo arigato, Mr. Rapato.
No,
That's Domo.
I know.
but I like
I
Tomo.
was trying to make
'cause
a pun.
It didn't work. I don't care.
What are we doing after this?
you get another character. Her name is Tomo Takino. She
You want to
is.
deal with that? Is every
She has like the
every
best
statement has an
character
an
description I've
inflection
heard.
to ask
She
for
is
a
energetic and competitive, even though she's non-athletic and a slacker. So she's, like I said, energetic and competitive.
No,
Even
is
though
that the
she's
word?
non-athletic and a slacker. That's like the best description I've heard of any character.
What,
Energetic,
ADHD? Yes.
Competitive, non-athletic, slacker.
Yep.
He's wrapping the bat.
Energetic but a slacker, and competitive but non-athletic.
Just like me. I have lots
Thank
of
you,
energy.
Mike.
I have lots of energy that I don't use.
I just got rid of some.
I'm really competitive when I feel like it.
Oh god.
Don't worry about it.
But she's like the
What LG's over there?
she's like the ultimate and impulsive. There's one where like they're going to this summer house,
Yeah,
and just as
just
it's
to be an
Chio's summer
idiot.
house, just as Chio's about to unlock the door, Tomo reaches for the keys and throws it into this grassy field. And then they spend like the whole day looking for it. And when someone finds it, they make this plan. It's like someone finds it, and the moment it's found, one of the characters goes, "Okay, you're up," and they freaking put Tomo in a head in a full Nelson just to keep her from grabbing the keys again.
Full Nelson.
Really?
Yeah.
that hit a tone I didn't think was possible from the human vocal cords.
And then you just got so many characters that are just awesome. Like you have the Sakaki. She's like apparently the sex appeal of this entire show.
The one with the inflatable breasts.
Yes, but she's like here's how she is. She's tall and soft spoken. Yeah, apparently he doesn't want to stay for this. Like I said, another character. Another character is Sakaki. Like I said, she's tall and soft-spoken. She's really shy, though, but
And she has
people often mistaken her shyness for being, like, mysterious and cool. Even though she's, like...
she also has a horrible affinity for animals. Like
yes,
cats and dogs.
One of the running gags is on her route to school, she always encounters this gray cat. And no matter what, she always gets hit with the impulse to pet it. And just as she's reaching for it, you see like the cat go
and bite onto her every single time. Well, it's so sadistic because you have this little cat and then just big old teeth and
like, think of like Pac-Man had teeth.
Fizzgig from Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
Smaller mouth and then piss him out.
Yeah, but it looks like a steel bear trap.
Yeah, with fur on it.
And it even makes the sound of a bear trap snapping. When it just skink.
Then like oh, you have one of my favorite. It's one of the teachers. Her name is Yukari Kanzaki. She is like the last person who should ever teach a class.
Yeah.
She's very impulsive. In fact, in the first episode, she's all screaming, "I'm going to be late for work, I'm going to be late for work." A student passes by her on a bicycle saying, "Hi, Miss Yukari." She punches a student off the bicycle and takes it, so she rides the bike so she won't be late. I mean, it was like teacher of the year, in my opinion.
Yeah, she's out there.
That's one student that can't be marked for late for class. It's like, the teacher decked me and took my bike. I can't be counted late.
Actually, he was marked as late.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was her student.
Yeah.
It's like, you were late for class. You stole my
bike.
And whose fault is that?
Yeah, that is yours. Because you could not defend your own bike.
We're talking about a teacher in this anime. She's late for
It's
school, steals a
reminiscent
bike
of
from one of her
Ranma
students.
1/2. Ranma, you dishonored my family. Meet me in my backyard so I can finish it. Yeah, sure.
And there's one thing
Ryoga comes running out, and parent passes him, and it's like, "Oh, you were supposed to fight." It's like, "Yeah, I waited in your backyard for 3 days. You never showed up."
And there's one thing I love the most in this entire series is the Yukari mobile.
Oh, God.
Okay, it's a regular car.
But
riddled with dents.
Dents. A lot of dents. And
And
there's one, like, the first time they go to this summer house, it's an episode, like I said, where they go to the summer house, and two of the girls have to ride with Yukari in this car. When they get there, Yukari gets out, she's like all happy that she got to drive her car, and the other girls look in to see the girls who were riding. They're white as ghosts.
Yeah, they're
shaking
white.
and shivering.
And Chio.
And they're like, what happened?
Chio is an unfortunate soul in this one.
Yeah, it was Chio and Osaka. They're like, what happened? Oh, Miss Yukari is a very spirited driver. And then she makes a comment. At least we're not afraid of roller coasters anymore.
Yeah.
And there's one where Chio gets like this friggin', think of like a soldier Vietnam flashback kind of deal. Like, they look at the pictures like, is that a Yukari mobile? I heard you rode in that, Chio. How was it?
You see
Chio's
Chio
like,
back, white looking and shaking.
He's like, no, Miss Yukari. It's like, no, Miss Yukari, that's a stoplight. You gotta slow down. Then she just screams out, "Look out, Grandma!" The first rule of Popo's training. Do not talk about Popo's training.
Reminds me of a guy I knew from Illinois. He moved to Tennessee, but every time he came back to Illinois, he was ending up in traffic court. I rode with him once. When you take a 90-degree turn at 60 miles an hour. Yeah, it's like I was sitting there like the girls. No.
Well, that's
It's okay, Ace. He stopped. You can get out of the car now. My hands are frozen to this position. I can't leave.
My brother makes the weirdest excuses for his horrible driving. We'll be pulling onto the freeway, and he'll like cut somebody off, like cut in front of him, and I'm like, bro, what the hell? You cut that guy off? It's like, you know what, bro? I wouldn't have to cut him off. He would stop beating his kids.
Oh my God.
Wow. I like how he creates the
illusion.
his righteousness for doing that.
Out of nothing.
the one thing in this anime, the Yukari mobile comes into play a lot.
Oh, jeez.
There's one where they're going to the summer house again, and they need someone to drive them there. They think they're safe by getting one of their teachers to drive, but the teacher doesn't have a big enough car, so Yukari volunteers her car. The moment they hear that, it's like, oh no, that means one of us is going to have to ride with Yukari. They look to the other car, Chio's already sitting in the front seat.
Yeah.
In the other teacher's car. I was like, no, Chio already took one of the seats. They even have like a freaking rock, paper, scissors match. Okay, who gets to ride in the Yukari mobile? I think
While you guys are deciding that, I'll be in the safe car. See you later.
I think the one thing I liked the most was you got Sakaki. She's like the only one who doesn't have a reaction when riding in the Yukari mobile, because I actually give an inside view of the
She took the sedative first.
of the riding, and
I knew you
they're
were.
riding. It's her and this other girl. They're pretty much bouncing back and forth. One of the girls is screaming, holding onto Sakaki. Sakaki's like
Yeah.
completely.
Not even
Going with the
Yeah.
flow.
It's just a really wacky anime. Not as bad as Fully Cooley, but definitely
The infamous.
Oh, yeah, not as bad as Fully Cooley.
but it's definitely one that holds its own in terms of random.
Yeah.
I would really give it a good, a solid 5 out of 5.
Really?
Yes, it's that enjoyable.
I give it more of a 4 out of 5 myself.
Nah.
Because I had no review value on that one. I didn't want to see it again after seeing it.
Well, me,
I
like-
I'll
Jesus,
see a
blood for
segment of it.
punishment.
Because if you know the original story behind it, it was... You know how we had, like, the Peanuts
yeah.
and all that stuff? It was the same concept for Japan. It was a weekly comic strip. Yeah, exactly. And it turned into this, and I'll give them credit. They pulled it off, and it looked great. But if I see someone watching it, yeah, I'll sit down and I'll watch with them.
No, I love dancing. with
I'm never gonna have the
Don't
impulse to grab it myself and put it in
Yeah.
because I don't have the series for one.
If anything, though, like I said, I would give it 5 out of 5. Watch out, Grandma.
Watch out, Grandma!
Anything you watched lately, or?
Did I ever talk about Great Teacher Onizuka?
Oh, you didn't.
GTO? Okay.
GTO, Great Teacher
Teacher Onizuka. And one of Steve Bloom's first voice jobs. It was, and you know how
I was gonna say that sounds.
Yeah.
That's one of his
I
first
just got
voice
a-
jobs.
I just got a voice job from this guy.
Yeah, I know.
It was amazing.
The thing is, like, Steve I like the enthusiasm.
Somebody who wants to break into that
Been there
business,
before,
I'm
man.
offended.
I know, right?
No, but with Steve Bloom,
Voice
for the
job.
for the
Shame
first
on you.
episode, he literally voices 80% of the cast.
Yep.
And because in the first episode, you do not have recurring characters except for Onizuka's best friend and Onizuka. Now, the thing about Onizuka, he is I believe he's 22 years old.
Yes.
And he wants
Like,
to...
I'm Onizuka. I'm
22 years old and single.
Yep.
And he wants to be a
And then-
teacher because he wants to be close to high school girls.
Not really. It was just because he wanted to make a difference in someone's life.
You obviously haven't read the manga
I know.
at all.
I read it.
It literally starts out, like, the first time we see Onizuka,
They really
That's
play it
why I
down
like
though.
high school
Yeah,
girls.
yeah.
They
They-
keep
they-
getting younger, and I stay the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that phrase. They had that phrase in that show.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, okay.
jeez.
Onizuka, this is where they show the character as best they can. They show these two girls going up this escalator. And then there's Onizuka on the side of the escalator looking up. And these two guys that are very righteous, they walk over. They're like,
Well,
"Are you
they're
looking
not
up?"
righteous, they're just a bunch of punks.
Yeah, they're a
But-
bunch of punks trying to. You're like, "You looking up those girls' skirts?" And he goes, "Huh?" Like he just one of those like, "Huh?" And he's like, "We should just kick your ass," because he keeps like ignoring them.
I love this
And he
part.
this guy reaches out, grabs him by the shirt. And he's like, "Let me ask you something, okay? Who's gonna win this fight?" And he takes his hand and you've got this machine, like a phone next to him, like one of those
Yeah.
pay phones. He puts his fist into it,
Starts
pulling out the wires. And he's like, "Who's going to win this? Two punks or the guy who has a 5th degree black belt?" And these guys start sweating. He's like, so. The next shot, you see these guys just beat to hell,
bloody and broken.
And his buddy's like, "Hey, we have to go. We have to get you, to your," because he's basically sitting in at a school so he can teach. It's a trial period and all that stuff.
The one thing I love, because I saw the anime first, was it gets to a point where they're giving him, a student-teacher job. It's got like a trial basis, though, just to see how they would, here, you get to teach this class. And, just watch them take notes, see how they do it. And the moment he steps into the high school grounds, it's like, high school girls everywhere.
Yeah.
You see them walking around. Then his little caption goes, "There are boys too, but he can only see the high school.
He can only see the girls." Because it's just this huge, landscape of girls. He's like,
I almost thought he was just at an all-girls high school till that thing popped up.
Okay, and this first episode of the series it really it brings his past into it. Man. You find out that he's an ex bike gang member, like biker gang member from a couple counties over or whatnot.
Yeah.
And oh my God, he's got such a name for himself. The students in this class that he's student teaching for, they try to exploit him. Just to put it out there, they send this girl to his room. This girl's like, I need your help, okay? And so he gets in there. He's like, come in, please. It's a cute high school girl, and
he's thinking he's gonna get some.
He's like, yeah, this is.
And here's how it goes. He sets up his whole house for it.
Yeah, he sets up the bed. He gets tissues out. He's like, like he's getting ready for this.
Even dressed in a wolf costume, which we'll explain later.
Actually, I'll explain this right now, because in the manga, this is a point that they put in there so the manga readers could get a laugh. Because a fellow student teacher. Onizuka's talking to him and he's like, this guy's like, I've been with a bunch of these girls, and here's some advice to never get caught. And he's like, you make it so embarrassing, you make it so ridiculous, they'll never want to be caught.
And apparently his idea of ridiculous is dressing up
as in a wolf costume. And then he gets a second thought, and he has that bit of
well, I just remember in the anime, the girl mentioned something, and he's like, oh.
Yeah, and then what's funny is, if you ever watch this scene, is he completely disassembles this setup in like 3 seconds, and they just the sound like don't like it reverses, and she turns around, there he is, just sitting there in his regular outfit.
Like, really, I understand.
Yeah. And so she goes over to him and starts like playing him up, and takes off her clothes, and she's like, take me, and then these guys pop up with a camera, just boom, oh, you are so screwed. They're trying to exploit him. And he's like, bring $1 million yen or something like that.
Yeah.
And we'll give you the pictures.
We'll give this picture to the principal or something.
We'll give it to the media, and you'll never work in this profession. And it shows those same guys in the park late at night, just looking at the pictures, like, oh, we're gonna make so much money. And then they hear this motorcycle in the background. And one of they're school punks, and he's like, hey, would you knock that off? And all of a sudden, there's a crap ton of motorcycles. And they just pissed off one of the biker gangs. And so they're about to lay into him. Like, just all these guys surround him. They're going to take these guys down. And then you hear in the background these guys getting beat up. And they look over there, and you see Onizuka just wham, wham, ka! Just taking these guys down left and right. And one guy says, oh, that's Onizuka. And like the head, the gang leader's just like, did you say Onizuka? Hold on! Don't attack him! Like he's like,
you will not survive. This guy is a legend.
And so they walk him up to the students, and the students are like, "Oh, we're saved!" And he goes, like he just starts like, he's like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun!" Like, and they hang the students upside down above the pond.
That's in the park.
After beating the crap out of them, and Onizuka, he's sitting there, he's like, now, here's the thing, I was trying to be a nice guy, trying to give myself a proper profession, and then I have a couple of snot-nosed punks come up and try to get money out of me. and trying to ruin my future. So you know what?
Well, they're like all yelling, "You're a teacher, you can't do this." It's like, sure, I'm your teacher when it's convenient.
Yeah, when it's convenient for you. And and after this beating, they go. He comes to school the next day. He's like, "I am so screwed." Like he knows the kids are going to report him and stuff like that. And he gets there and hit the class that he's in, because there's a class of degenerates. Basically, he got the crap crew to work with. Yeah. He gets there and the students are cleaning the place. They're all just
sweeping up dust.
And then the one guy, the leader of that group, is like, "Oh, Onizuka's here! Everyone, attention!" And then everyone gets in line. And like one of the teachers comes up and goes, "I don't know what you did, but you just completely whipped them into shape." And he's just like, he's got this look on his face, like, "I don't know what I did." and that's just in the first 2 episodes. And then he leaves the school. Well, there's much more character development, but just like give you an idea of the character that he is, he does have the right moral compass, but he's got the wrong person guiding the ship. If that makes any sense.
Actually, it's more like the wrong execution of things.
That too. Like there's points where
well, he's basically teaching his own way, his own style, the way he only knows best.
And the vice principal keeps getting his car wrecked by Onizuka.
Well, this is when after he's student teaching, he actually lands a job,
and he has to live in the school.
Because he's broke as hell.
And to give you an idea, because another character point is, he's walking into the school carrying a bunch of his stuff, and the students are all at the doors, like, watching him, and he's like, "I hate this," and he's like, and he lets one fly.
And the students are like,
"Oh," and they all close the doors, like, "That's better," and gets up there, because he's living in the janitor's closet, basically, at the top of the school.
That was a very creepy episode, though.
Yeah, he has a point where he's like getting into the new place and he's hearing all these sounds and he's like, "What if it's a ghost? What if it's a..." Like he's having these like kid like fear fests and he's just like, "I don't know what to do." And then he gets up there and he finds a student that's about to jump off the side of the building because the kid has been bullied so much by these people.
You mean jump off the top of the building?
No, he's. Well, jump off the top, yes, but he's on the side of it when he's right. Literally about ready to. He's holding on to the chain. Yeah, he's on the ledge, holding on to this chain link fence, about to go off. And so the kid lets go, and Onizuka's like, "No!" And he jumps off there, and he grabs hold of him, and he lands on the vice principal's car, smashes it. But
and that becomes the running gag of the entire show.
Because every time the principal's like, "I got my car back," and it's a Krista. And I'm like, "Krista, smash!" Ah! And it's Onizuka. You got to realize it's one of the first animes I watched, and it was such a screwed up anime because there's even a point where the students they go on a summer trip to Okinawa, and they even find an old nuclear bomb. That had not detonated.
Well, it's not a nuclear bomb. Yeah. It's just a bomb.
Yeah, just a bomb. But when it goes off, it's like a nuke.
They make it like
they literally have it go off. It's like,
well, the one thing.
Yeah, exactly.
The one thing of this episode is the school gets to have a summer vacation trip to one of Japan's like more tropical islands, and. At some point, Onizuka hears that there might be treasure on this one island, so he basically kidnaps his entire his own class
to find
go
the
and look for this treasure. It's like, what are we doing here? He's like, we're digging for sea turtle eggs. Well, this far into the island? Yes, they go this far.
The thing is about Onizuka is you get introduced to this other character. I always forget her name, but she's a super genius. She's on
Kanzaki.
Kanzaki, yes. She is absolutely brilliant, but she knows how to exploit that to every degree. And during this trip, he's assigned to put everyone in their quarters, basically. And he puts her with the Gundam nerds because it's something she has no flippin' clue about, and she's just like, "I don't understand a word they're saying. Yeah. Help me, dear God!"
She makes this like she makes this little spiel. It's like, I have an IQ of this. I know how to speak 5 different languages, and I can't understand these guys worth a damn.
And she and Onizuka always have this thing going back and forth. And she's obsessed to have Onizuka's kid. Yeah, because apparently she's like, you're a very intelligent man. And
you're very intelligent in a very, very crazy way. Crazier than me. Because this girl, she is a genius in every sense. There's one where it's played off as a prank by the faculty, but it's basically she pulls off a terrorist attack in the school. She sets up these bombs and completely blows out every last window in the entire school. But because she's like a genius, and the school is just like so proud to have her, they're like, it was just a friendly prank.
Because she is just that high of an intellect, they don't want to lose her, so they won't get her in trouble. And Onizuka's not afraid of that, though. He will screw with her as much as he can. But now, the series, to put it together, just because you see Onizuka in so many, the way he resolves things, is just so unique. Like, there's a parent-teacher council meeting, and he shows because they're basically talking about Onizuka because one of the girls is blaming Onizuka for something like that, and he shows up in a monkey suit.
Oh.
I remember earlier, though, there was an earlier meeting, and he shows up dressed in an elephant suit.
Yeah.
Where it's the elephant head, and guess where the trunk was?
and he's like, we should settle this dispute like men. And he pulls out one of those little pocket toys that are like rock'em sock'em robots. So he's like, I bet you I can beat you.
Yeah, talking to the president of this parent-teacher association.
And she slaps it out of his hand like, that's a foul! And, like, jumps after it.
Well, here's like the real serious part of it, because there is a lot of comedy, but it has this little seriousness to it, because when he gets this job at this new job at the school, he's given like the most difficult class. The very mention of this class makes every other teacher friggin' soil themselves. And there's one where there's one where he gets a little info on this class. It's like, here, look at this picture of this teacher. He's like, wow, she's hot. Then they show, and here's her during 4 months into her teaching of this class. It shows the teacher has gotten fat, unkempt, and everything. I was like, wait a minute, this class did this to her?
Like his voice is like, what the hell is that?
Like, what the hell is that? That's Miss.
What it's really about is him winning over the students in his favor of that class.
Welcome back, Cotter.
Yeah, kind of, but much more perverted and much more fun, in my opinion.
The real thing is, this class, apparently they had my Uncle Albert. Apparently, this class had one of the best teachers beforehand, but this teacher did something so horrible that these students despise all teachers, all adults in general, and they just don't like teachers. So any new teacher they get, they try all these tactics to try and get rid of them.
Basically, just destroy him.
The first thing they do is they make Onizuka look like a pervert, photoshopping his face onto all these
things. Just I can't say it. They even have to blur it out in the anime because you're like, oh.
But imaginative imagery.
Yes, exactly.
And as the story progresses, he finds ways to win these kids over.
He even goes after one of the kids' moms. The kid is very protective of his mom, and she's a bombshell. And first thing is Onizuka's like,
she's an atomic bombshell.
Yeah. Onizuka automatically goes for just boom. Hello, so I hear that you're the mom of one of my kids. You seem pretty young to be a mother. Just completely hamming it up, and that kid actually ends up being a good follower of Onizuka. And
Yeah, he wins these kids over to the point where he has.
it just
You know,
the
they all
way
love him, and he has his own like.
he goes about it is what really.
So, how would you guys rate the show? LG, you first, and then Michael.
It was really a great anime all around. I mean, good comedy, a good amount of drama, a lot of fan service. So that's always a plus.
Wolf suits.
And just, very interesting developments all the way through. I would actually say it is a 5 out of 5.
Because it's an anime classic.
Yeah, it's
Is it really?
it's
that good?
listed as an anime classic itself.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that rating, Michael?
Well, I would after I put a little bit of perspective into it.
More perspective.
For being such a wacky anime as it is,
Of a serious undertone.
I can't say it's for everyone though, because some people watch it's like, what's funny about this? And I've had a few friends where
It's kind of like the Lost in Translation too.
yeah, and you got to know a few things about Japan to really
yeah.
watch it to get some of the jokes, but it's very informative on a few things. It's also just I've never laughed so hard at a bomb explosion ever.
To explain this one, it's the same episode where he tricks his students into going on a treasure hunt. He finds something, he thinks it's treasure, but the students look at it, it's like, that's a bomb. And then he's like, he looks at it, it's like, it is a bomb. What do I do? What do I do?
He starts cheating. Like, tell me what I gotta do.
It's like,
with
help
this
me,
thing.
they're running away from him. Then there's
Some
one,
days you just can't get rid of
With
it.
a bomb.
then there's one where there's an instant where he trips. It's like, oh no.
Exactly. Oh no. and that's when it shows the explosion.
But it shows he survived it. I was
But
like,
that's because he's the bomb.
they
Yeah. Oh.
really.
I'll
Yes.
give you that one.
Okay.
I
Even his
won't. What's the matter with you? Don't enable him.
Even his students are like,
He's been bombing
amazed.
all night, and I gotta give him at least one.
So have I. But anyways, there's one point after the explosion, his students see that he survived, and they're like, "Of course he survived. He's too stupid to
Yeah,
die."
he's too stupid to die. 5 out of 5 monkey suits. Just,
No wolf suits.
no, I'm gonna say
He
monkeys
was
because it was
monkey
funnier
suits.
when he had foul. What's a foul?
Everything's funnier with monkeys.
They always
Because as is known, GTO will always be one of the series I can go back and watch over and over and over again and enjoy it, even though it's so old timey when it comes to the animation. And I know that there's actually more manga volumes to that now.
Oh yeah.
There were more.
Wait, they
recently.
added more?
Yeah.
Says he.
Like 2 years ago, they added more. And
After he gets back from California.
after he gets back.
Cool.
So,
Gotta look it up.
so
We know what else he's doing in it.
it's a great series, and chances are they are going to do more of it because of the new arc they have for it. But yeah, I would recommend it for anyone
for a new series.
if you like that kind of perversion and stuff like that.
GTO 2.
GTO 2.
Right on. Well, what's
Right
our
on,
time? What's our time?
Good time.
We're just under 2 hours.
All right, let's call it.
Hello.
We must obey Andy's word of time.
That's right. This is the cutoff point.
Finish him.
Okay, then.
So before we call it a night,
Rub his shoulders.
a
What? I missed that.
a few announcements.
Fire!
Next week,
Find the hole.
No! Not near me!
Hold on, I have a match.
My biscuits are burning. Okay, on to Andy, the announcements.
I'm trying, but it's not.
Shush and go!
So next week is our long anticipated final.
I wouldn't go that far, but
Yeah.
anyways.
Andy's long
And
anticipated.
long anticipated.
Well, in any case, it is going to be our final movie roundtable for the movies that
2012.
are coming out.
I don't know.
This summer.
I was hoping
We'll-
to do Frankenweenie.
Well, No
Really?
doubt, no doubt we'll do more movie roundtables later on, but this is going to be the last one of this year of the movies that are actually coming out.
Well, of this
year.
summer.
This summer anyway, because you got
Yeah.
the first part of The Hobbit in December.
If we get that from you, we'll do that.
Yes.
So
splitting it into two.
you're putting it in 2 movies.
God damn it, Harry Potter.
So anyway, it's true.
No, but
Potter
the
did
difference
first.
it'll be over in 2 movies, not 8.
So next week is our Dark Knight Rises roundtable.
So
I'm
as
not.
By the way, I
Yeah.
want to ask something. What the hell are those guys chanting in the trailer?
Deshi Basara.
What does that mean?
It means the fire rises in Arabic.
Okay then.
Deshi Basara, Basara, Deshi Basara.
Wow.
Knowledge.
Sad. Knowledge sad.
So anyway,
My knowledge thrust.
Mike's got to curve that one.
I might have to.
No, we gotta keep
He's at least got to write.
Because knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
Viagra.
So anyway,
might
so
be.
next week will be
It
our
enables, doesn't create.
Dark Knight Rises roundtable, and after that we're just gonna.
Go back
Wing
to
it.
regular format.
Well, I was kind of thinking we could try some new stuff, like add some more segments, like maybe cut down on our comic book reviewing segment because I think maybe we spend too much time on that.
Oh, sweet. LG will stop reviewing
Well,
comics.
I didn't. No.
Like
God damn
I
it.
suggested a while back.
Like we each only do one book,
No, a briefer synopsis.
Yeah, the synopsis.
not actually just go page just do a brief synopsis.
Yeah.
and then do animation, and then maybe do news. And
What's
maybe,
upcoming? What's
So we're going to be working on some different stuff.
Is what you
But
want.
the weather report?
yeah,
We'll read your horoscope.
Pisces. Nope.
I was like, Pisces.
laughter is the very best medicine. Remember that when your appendix bursts next week. So
Here's the weather.
Taurus.
Stick your hand out the window. Is it getting
will
wet?
never
Find true happiness.
Oh,
What you
God,
gonna
I
do?
get it.
Cry about it.
Okay.
anyway,
Albuquerque.
so like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us, even though I don't think we're on
You know,
iTunes yet. We're
I
working
think
on
we've
that.
mentioned it a lot
we have
of
a
times.
f-
We should
one or two.
eventually do the Last Airbender riff.
We will be doing that at some
Someday
point.
point.
we're going to figure out a way to put together the Last Airbender riff track, and
Yeah.
We should start preparing after the Dark Knight Rises.
after the Dark Knight
roundtable.
Rises, maybe we'll start figuring out a way to do that one too. So we got a lot of we got a lot of exciting stuff coming up on the show, and we're going to try to get more people on the show, more special guests.
Even if we have to drag them.
Yes. Anyway, so
Everyone gets back. Like,
for the
find me.
I can just see that dude.
Holy God!
Beware the power of Chile!
From us,
for the Lightning Cast, I'm Andy.
I'm LG.
I'm dead.
And I am the ace.
Dear God, my nose. My
Like
nose.
Subscribe. We
Comments.
love you.
Send these
Ask
guys air
questions.
fresheners.
Have a good one. Bye.
We out.
It burns.